A snowy morning. Carol zipped her parka all the way up, and then pulled on the warmest, thickest toque she had. By the time she wrapped her wool scarf around the outside of the collar, all you could see of her were her eyes. The bitter wind howled as she opened the door of her small house in Japan. The weatherman had suggested that there would be scattered flurries today, but he forgot to mention anything about the wind, she thought. It was a less than warm welcome, but regardless, she had to go downtown to work. She closed the door behind her and fumbled with the keys as she tried to lock the door without taking her gloves off. Outside, the snow blanketed everything: cars, trees, homes, and even dogs that were too cold to move. If it wasn't so cold, she may have noticed the beautiful winter landscape, but she didn't. The wind and snow nipped at what little was exposed of her face as she crossed the street, and she took little notice of anything except for the wind whipping at her face. She tried to pull her scarf up further, but there was only so far it could go, otherwise she couldn't see where she was going. With her head down, and moving awkwardly because of all the clothes she was wearing, not to mention the heavy winter boots that made her feet feel like blocks of cement, she moved like a penguin trying to avoid being seen by a hungry leopard seal. Suddenly, her feet shot out from underneath her. The snow on the street had been packed into ice by the passing cars, and was then concealed under a fresh layer of snow. She didn't see it. Thankfully, all the winter clothes she had on cushioned the blow. Her rear end would probably be sore for a couple of days, but other than that she was fine. She climbed to her feet again. She struggled through the deep drift on the edge of the street, and then disappeared into the distance on the nicely shoveled sidewalk, with little more than her pride injured. God, I hate winter, she thought.